Well, greetings, my friends. Excuse me. Hope this day finds you safe, healthy, happy, and thriving, doing whatever it is you love, wherever you're doing it, that you're just having a great day, having a great time, and you are enjoying yourself, living vibrantly, living your best possible life. Let me see if I can get my studio, my whole studio. Just lifted the whole studio up. Isn't that amazing? It's like friggin' magic. So, yeah. Hope it's a great day for you. It's a great day for me. I want to let me get my comments up here. If you're out there and you want to say something, you want to ask a question, you want to participate, love to have you do that today. I would really like to have you participate. Is I think the subject matter is kind of interesting, and we'll get into that in a minute here. But first, let's go to Dr. Holmes and see what he has to say. Get my reading light in place here. Truth lies forevermore at the center of my being. I know that the faith that walked over the troubled waters of human experience 2,000 years ago is at the center of my own being. I know that the inner calm that stilled the tempest is accessible to me today. I know that the truth within me is always triumphant. There you go. The truth within me is always triumphant. And the truth that, of course, Ernest is always talking about is the truth within me is the truth of the fact that I am one with the divine, that there is no place where God is not, and that includes every cell of my being and the space between every cell of my being. Once again, I see you folks are out there. I'm so glad you're watching today. Please make a comment, ask a question, participate however you wish. I put in the, I think in the description of today's show is, who are we really? Are we really ourselves, or are we our ego responding to the world? And truthfully, today, I didn't have a clue what I was going to talk about 2 hours ago. And I sat down to do my daily reading. You know, the I've said this before, the old network marketing expression, or I think it's really kind of just a leadership question or expression is leaders are readers. And I think it's an extraordinary habit to get into, to just try and make sure you read something that is contributing to your upliftment, to your growth, to your fulfillment, at least 30 minutes every single day. And I discovered that I've kind of been, Lisa and I went away for a long weekend in Asheville, North Carolina, one of the last hippie strongholds on the planet this past weekend. But leading up to that, I didn't do a whole lot of my daily practice, and coming home, I didn't do a whole lot. Next thing you know, it's been 6 days since I did my daily practice, which is just not acceptable in my world anyway. But I have been reading these two books that I've talked about, I Am and Living Untethered. And I have just been fascinated by the fact that they go so hand in hand. I read something from Living Untethered, and then I go on to read a little something from I Am. And the next thing I know is that the two books are speaking to me about the same thing from two different perspectives, which is really extraordinary. Now, if I can remember which is which here, I wanted to, in Living Untethered, Michael Singer here is talking about this particular chapter is chapter 10, and it's called Willful and Automatic Thoughts. And willful thoughts are the thoughts that we obviously are willful. They're the thoughts we have the capability at any given moment of any time of any day to actually create the thoughts. Create thoughts that we want to think, that we want to have be part of our experience. We want to be part of our reality. We have that ability. And then he talks about automatic thoughts. Automatic thoughts are kind of the bugaboo, to my way of thinking. Automatic thoughts are those ones when you are just, you're idle, you're driving, you're waiting for a phone call from a friend, and the phone call doesn't come on time, or you're driving and you said to someone you'd be there at 3:00, and all of a sudden you're stuck in a traffic jam, and you start to just automatically think of negative stuff. And I think it's true with everybody. We all do it to some degree or another. Not everyone goes right to the negative. Person was supposed to call me at 3:00 and they didn't call me, and oh my God, they're dead. No, not everybody goes that far. But did I make them mad? Did something bad happen in their lives? We have these negative thought patterns that go through our heads, and then I go to, and that's what Michael Singer talks about, is the automatic thoughts. They're there all the time, but always, as truth is that we can override our subconscious mind with our conscious mind, we can also override the automatic thoughts with our willful thoughts. But first, we have to catch ourselves. We have to say, oh, you know what? That's not the reality I'm living in. All right. The reason this person hasn't called me is maybe perhaps none of my business. It's just, it's delayed. And I will talk to that person when that person calls, when that person gets around to it. Or if I'm stuck in traffic and I told someone I was going to get someplace, okay, really the truth is I will get there when traffic allows me to get there. And now all of a sudden I have the willful thought of the reality as opposed to the conjured thoughts of, oh my God, I'm not going to be there on time. They're going to hate me. They're going to think I'm a loser. As my one friend's mom always used to say, the rudest thing you can ever do to anyone on the whole planet is be late. Then you start to think those kinds of things. Or traffic is holding me up. I will get there when traffic is freeing me, when traffic lets me go. Okay, that's an idea of overriding the automatic thought with the willful thought. Now, then I go to I am, which I just read a short chapter in Living Untethered. I go to I am, and I just read a couple of pages, and the couple of pages in I am, and it's, the subtitle is The Power of Discovering Who You Really Are. The context in that was that we start to think thoughts that confirm who we are. And I've said this before, this is a great book that I have only read about, I don't know, 3/8 of it. Beyond the Dream, Awakening to Reality. This is by Dr. Thomas Hora. And Dr. Thomas Hora would refer to that idea of our ego confirms who we are or who we think we are. Dr. Hora would call that self-confirmatory ideation. In other words, whatever your idea is of who you are, whatever my idea is of who I am, who I think I am in the world, on any level, on any subject, that my ego will take me to a place that confirms my thought about myself. Great example that Howard Falco gives in I Am is the golfer. Okay, and I'm a golfer, or I was a golfer ever since my issues with my back. It's a whole other story. I don't know if I'll ever be able to play golf again, but I loved the game when I played it. I used to play 3 times a week. And it's just truly a great joy for me to just be out in nature and walking the golf course and having a good time. But I always, all golfers have an idea of who they are and how good a golfer they are. And when they get into the clubhouse and they end up their score, maybe the score doesn't always reflect how good a golfer I might think I am. So my ego then goes to, well, the group in front of us was playing too slow. The wind was blowing too hard. The greens were too hard. There was too much water on the course. You have all of these excuses that your ego comes up with that help to confirm who you think you are as a golfer, or who I think I am as a golfer. I see you guys are out there. Please make a comment or ask a question about this, because this is a great subject, I think. In any situation, if you just pick any circumstance of your life, you are going to experience exactly what your ego leads you to confirm about what you believe about yourself. In I Am, I remember this page 89, I believe. Oh, excuse me. Page 89, there's this great, where is it? Oh, where did it go? I lost it. That's terrible. Anyway, it's the idea is, he talks about the lottery winner who is, so many people have stories about winning the lottery, and within a short period of time, they're right back to the level they were at because their ego believes they are at such and such a state financially that when they get this great influx of money from a lottery win, their ego immediately takes them back to where they believe about themselves. And the next thing you know, they're at the same level, whether they had millions or not. Boy, and this, you know what? This is really funny. I was gonna, here it is. Until now, you may have been unaware that who you think you are is creating the limits on the possibilities you experience. You will experience more of these possibilities the more you know who you are. Read that again. Until now, you may have been unaware that who you think you are is creating the limits on the possibilities you experience. We all, I think, are unaware of the fact that who we think we are creates the limits on the possibilities that we experience. There's an infinite ocean of possibilities out there, but only, in the words of Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind, only your mental equivalent is what you are going to get to experience. Now, your mental equivalent is what your ego uses to drive who you are, or at least who you think you are. You are not, in essence, who you think you are if your ego is making excuses or changing the plan or changing the reality of what your experience is in the moment. Go back to the golf analogy. Okay. Yeah, I'm a fair to middling golfer. Okay. I'm a fair to middling golfer. Now, I get to the clubhouse, and in my day, okay, in my golfing day, anytime I was under 95 wasn't a bad day. What I really wanted to shoot was 91, 92. And I really kind of considered myself a 91, 92 golfer. But then I would get into the clubhouse once in a while and I would have a 96 or a 97. Right away, the ego kicks in and says, well, it was too windy today to be that good. Or your grips were not tacky enough. Any number of excuses that your ego uses to put you into the framework of who you really believe you are, as opposed to the reality was, you know what? I didn't strike the ball very well today. Or I needed to have a better focus on my pre-shot routine. I was teeing the ball up too high on the tee box. There's real reasons why I experienced what I experienced that have to do with who I am, not who I think I am. And again, I always love Dr. Hora's explanation in Beyond the Dream. It's called self-confirmatory ideation. Whatever the situation is, your mind, your ego will seek to confirm in every single way who you believe you are. Now, when it comes to a little bit of self-reflection, a little bit of self-analysis, we should be able to come to some realization of the fact that who I think I am, if it is not in total alignment with the reality of my experiences, then who I think I am is out of alignment. I need to absolutely focus my attention on being in total alignment with the reality, in recognizing who I am in this moment is what I am experiencing. If I didn't have a great golf day on the golf course, it's because I didn't have a great day on the golf course, because I wasn't a better golfer today, not because the wind was blowing. That's my ego. I find it a fascinating subject because it requires, if one wants to delve into this, it requires that we spend all our time, every minute of every day, being aware of my circumstances, my situation, and knowing that my ego's idea of who I am is placing all of the limits on my possibilities. So if I get to the point where I am absolutely clear on being in total alignment with the possibilities, then I'm going to experience more of the possibilities, not more of the limitations of those possibilities. This is a big one for me. And I think it's a big one for everybody, especially in the times that we live in, because it's really, really, really easy to be waylaid, to take who you are in the world, and because there's this epidemic of loneliness. There's this epidemic of we're not interacting with one another because we're spending too much time right here, I guess. I would hope to interact with you, where you would ask me questions, you would make comments. There's an interaction there, but we spend too much time on Facebook and T, or whatever, X, or whatever the hell it's called. We spend too much time in places where we're not really interacting with people. And because we're not interacting with people, it's really easy to get to a point where we're defining who we are as as how we look at the world. I define who I am as a screaming liberal progressive. And as such, everything that I would like to experience in the world is going to have the positive effect on the planet, on all those around me, on the people of Ukraine, the people of Gaza and Israel, on everyone who is in the world is going to have a great experience of the world. That's a liberal progressive point of view. But that's not life. That's not what's going on in the world. And it's really easy then for me to be totally bent out of shape and be completely out of touch with the reality of the world because my ego, now I'm unhappy that things are not the way I want them to be, and my ego goes through a whole litany of reasons why I'm not enjoying my life. I'm not enjoying my life because there isn't peace in the Middle East. I'm not enjoying my life because there isn't peace in Ukraine. I'm not enjoying my life because there was a shooting in Kansas City yesterday during the Super Bowl parade. I'm not enjoying my life because I'm all caught up with my ego of not experiencing life as a liberal progressive, or not having life be the experience of liberal progressiveness, where the idea really is for me to look at the reality and to say to myself, okay, this is what's going on in the world. I have what I can do from my space to mitigate the nastiness, if you will, for want of another word, to mitigate that with my own work, my own inner work, my own work with you, my own prayer work, my own DSP, daily spiritual practice, my own meditations. I can into the reality of knowing that my ability to affect the world is simply that stone in the water ripple effect, but it's only the stone in the water. The ripples are not my concern. The ripples are not my concern. If I get caught up in the ripples, then that's my ego making excuses for why I'm not happy as the stone. Wow. Just made that one up. I love it. So there's some self-reflection to be done there. And I think it serves all of us to be sitting in a space of knowing that without a question or a doubt, I am capable of going back to what Michael Singer talked about. I am in Living Untethered. I am capable of taking those automatic thoughts that take me into that realm of being out of alignment and go to willful thoughts that align me with the reality and align me with the reality in the sense of who I truly am, not who my ego says I am or thinks I am. I hope that makes sense. It feels like an enormous big deal to me on the level of my life. Who can I speak for other than myself? Nobody. This is really funny. I clicked on something here to see something and it didn't, and then it doesn't go away. And then it's right in the middle of my face on my screen and I can't see what it is. There it goes. It's gone away. All right, there we go. So that's it for me. That's what I have for you today. I hope that made some sense. I hope you enjoyed that. Excuse me. If you have any questions or thoughts, I mean, we stream my show on 4 different Facebook pages and 2 different YouTube channels, my channel and the New Thought Media Network channel, as well as 3 of my Facebook pages, my beloved Lisa and my branded page, Vibrant Aging, which goes hand in hand with this show, Vibrant Living, and my Coach Ken page, my Ken Ludwig page, and then the New Thought Media Network Facebook page. So we stream it in 6 different places. Not all 6 places show up with comments and questions on my StreamYard comments page here. So if you leave a question or a comment on any one of those other pages, I will respond as soon as I get an opportunity. I will get back with you and respond to you, I promise. So that's, like I said, that's what I've got for you today. Let's be certain that we all remember without a question or a doubt that the New Thought Media Network is a nonprofit organization, and we live, move, and breathe by virtue of your generosity, what you send to us, and we're so appreciative of that. Go to newthoughtmedia.org. That's ntmedia.org. Click on donate, and we're thrilled to death, like I said, to get whatever it is you can deign to send us. Additionally, remember that where am I here? You can find me, as I said, on the Facebook page. My beloved Lisa's in my branded Facebook page, Vibrant Aging. You can email me at teamrockitnow@gmail.com. Please remember that my sponsor is HempWorks. HempWorks is the maker of the best, purest, most potent CBD and hemp-infused products anywhere on the planet. In the space of just 5 years, they have gone from zero to the number one direct-to-consumer distributor of CBD and hemp-infused products in the world. Not bad. This is the best stuff ever. Anxiety, sleep, pain relief, whatever CBD can possibly do for you, this is the one that'll do it for you. A new product as far as HempWorks goes is CBDA. This is a highly concentrated form of CBD that may also work wonders for you in whatever realm you might need it. And of course, one of my all-time favorites is my CBD infused coffee, 5 milligrams of CBD in every one of the little straw sticks that the coffee comes in, and along with a little chaga mushroom for your energy, and nothing but healthy and good for you. That's our sponsor. And let's go back to knowing that you donate at ntmedia.org and click on donate. If anything I do for you, please text me, teamrocketnow@gmail.com. I am, as always, immensely grateful for the great gift of your time and your attention. I wish you all the love and all the blessings the universe has to offer. And until next Thursday, when I hope you will join me next Thursday and every Thursday at 2:00. 2:00 Mountain Time. That's it, 2:00 Mountain Time, and 4:00 Eastern Time. I hope you will be with me every single week. But until then, my friends, I wish you all the love and blessings in the universe, and namaste.